Today, we're going to share with you our understanding of the future of special talent equipment and equipment in general in Rise of Kingdoms based off of the latest developer feedback. So stick around in this video to learn the direction of the equipment system. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and this video has been sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms. And today we've got a hot one. We've got to talk about the future of equipment in the game. Now, this is something I would have normally made a video about right away, but I had lost power for like 12 hours yesterday, which sucked. So here we are today covering the latest and greatest face-to-face with developers. Let's get right into it. First of all, a lot of governors are focusing primarily on issues around special talents forging for equipment. Yes, the end game is equipment. We are thinking a lot about equipment. Let's continue on before I give my thoughts. The forging probabilities for special talents can be viewed in-game, and many governors have noticed the mechanism where one item of equipment must produce a special talent in 5 forgings. This is true. For those of you who did not know, you go to equipment, you tap the little info button in the upper right, you scroll all the way down, and hidden at the bottom is the chance of getting a special talent when you forge. I say hidden at the bottom, not because the developers are trying to hide this, but because, look, if you didn't know to look here, and you're not, watching my videos and all that sort of stuff, you'd never know how this special talent system works, what the chances are. So developers are pointing out that, hey, not everybody understands how this works. But we feel this system isn't clear enough for many governors, and we'd like to introduce a new refinement system, final term yet to be determined, in the next optimization. This system allows governors to refine special talents into equipment without repeated forgings. Okay, now, let me just talk about the psychology of special talent equipment very quickly, because I have advocated many times that, look, I like equipment in this game. I even for a time was playing a game where all you did is made equipment and send some dudes on quests. And I stopped playing once they put equipment in Rise of Kingdoms. No kidding. So the way that special talent equipment works today is that everybody wants the special talent. When you forge, you either win because you got a special talent or you failed because you didn't. And it sucks to fail. But here's the thing. The first time you craft something, 9 out of 10 people are feeling like they failed, rather than hooray, I got the item, right? See how weird that is? You should be hyped. It should be yes, I just made this epic, or yes, I just made this legendary. And instead it's crap, I didn't get the special talent. Darn, I lost, right? And that is not a great feeling, given that special talents are relatively rare, especially on legendary items where the cost is so prohibitive. It is so many materials. To emphasize for a moment what it feels like, right? Just to walk through my equipment, this is fail, 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 win, win, fail, fail. So wouldn't it be nice if the system focused less on failure and more on progress? And that's what I think they're trying to do here. And I'll walk through the rest of the notes here and give more thoughts, but they're trying to shift the psychology from you got wrecked to you're making progress, which, by the way, you are technically making progress toward a special talent. You just can't see it in game. And because you have to dismantle something, right? The feeling of loss is savage. There's actually a term called loss aversion. People hate losing. They hate losing. And this is true for things where you know you're getting a bad deal, but you'd rather just hold on to it because then you admit that you're losing if you try to surrender something like a stock, for example, that is going to only do worse. Loss aversion is so strong. So the developers are flipping the psychology, which is working against this system in it feels like many ways, right? What I've just described into something that I think is going to be very, 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 very healthy for the game, which is that instead of failing your forgings, you now refine the item, okay? Of course, the original forging mechanism can still produce special talents, but the probability will no longer increase with repeated attempts. So now you make the item and hooray, you got the item. You don't fail, you got an item, okay? And maybe you had a breakthrough and got the special talent right away. We're also planning to inherit previous forge attempts into the new refinement system to allow governors to keep forging with peace of mind. So there's a lot I need to unpack here. Let me just explain this piece, which is they're basically saying, hey, you don't have to stop forging now because the system is changing later. We're going to make it equivalent. That's how I'm interpreting this. We're going to make it equivalent in the future to the way that this is working today. We're just flipping the way that it's conveyed to you, right? So you're not going to reforge over and over, but you're going to refine the item every time you want to go for a special talent instead of destroying the item, which is a feeling of loss. You lost materials, and instead you're just committing materials toward the path of actually getting the special talent. Sounds like not a big deal. I'm telling you, the psychology of loss aversion is absolutely catastrophic, and I'm glad they're fixing this. It should be noted that the costs, probabilities, etc. of refinement remain exactly the same under the existing forging system. They're saying, look, keep forging, people. You're not going to get wrecked because you forged now instead of later. We're hoping that the changes will provide governors with a more direct sense of progress to special talent acquisition. 100%, absolutely. This is absolutely fantastic. I am so glad that they are making this change to equipment because, first of all, I think it's going to be more fun. Second of all, there's going to be less feel bad. Okay? And now you'll be refining items towards special talent, which, you know, instead of just having no progress bar whatsoever, presumably there'll be some sort of progress bar that's displayed, and every time you refine, you have a chance for a breakthrough. The default is that you'll get there in 4 refinements, right? You forge it once. 4 refinements, you would get to a special talent. And along the way, there's a chance you have a breakthrough. And with a breakthrough, you get the special talent earlier. I mean, that just feels so much better than fail, 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 fail. Trust me from experience, okay? So I think this is going to be way better. And there are, of course, other things they could do that would be really sick along the way. Like in this new world, what they could do instead of having just a special talent be something that's like you either have it or you don't, right? What you could do is when you refine something, there could be a refinement level, and the item actually could improve as you go. So you actually get progress as you refine, which would be amazing. Okay? I'm not saying they're going to do that. They're not saying they're going to do that in here either, right? But I'm just suggesting that there are ways that you could work with this new world of refinement that are so much better than the world we're operating in today for crafting that I am just very, very hyped about the direction they're taking equipment. I think this is a big deal, and I think it's going to be very, very healthy for the game. Now, secondly, we've made some major adjustments in the way in which you receive the quantities of equipment-related blueprints and materials, providing greater access to preferred equipment and many more for governors. Hallelujah! I mean, look, people want to forge the things that they're really interested in. Today, it's kind of hard to get patterns you want unless you are spending money in the game. So it sounds like they're going to give more people access to more stuff and materials. This is a big deal, okay? The materials are the big deal. I've advocated before that, like, you're free to play, you win KVKs, and you still can't craft the reward. It takes you like a year to get the materials. You know what I mean? So, and I'm, you know, I don't know if it's exactly a year, but you see what I'm saying, right? So I love that they're giving more people access to equipment, and I think that is going to slowly level the playing field, perhaps between folks that are free to play and folks that are paying to win. Now, this includes major updates to equipment chests and a complete overhaul of their content. Now, this I want to talk about a lot, but let me just walk through the rest of this paragraph a little bit and then talk about it. The current prize pool content is under review, but we can reveal that we are considering removing blueprint fragments from equipment chests and adding epic and legendary blueprints. Whoa. Full patterns, not partial patterns. We still also will be having resource items, speed ups, and blueprints for epic sets. So I'm like, there's like 6 things we need to talk about. First of all, epic sets. Excuse me? There's like 1 epic set, isn't there? What does epic sets mean? Are you adding epic sets of gear to the game? Because if so, that's freaking sick. That is going to be so good for free-to-play players. If there are set gear for epics, that would be sick. So, like, new equipment coming? I mean, well, you would expect that eventually, right? But that could be what that means. Blueprints for epic sets, or like maybe that isn't exactly what they meant. I don't know. Resource items and speed ups and equipment chests. Like, I'm not overly excited about that. Okay. And adding epic and legendary blueprints. Now, which chests are they talking about? Are they talking about material choice chests? No, they couldn't be. That's material choice. Are they talking about your chosen treasure? Are these going to change? But it's chosen treasure. That doesn't make sense. So are they talking about these chests over here? Random chests for infantry, cavalry, archers, those chests? Are they talking about these chests, Golden Kingdom chests? I'll tell you this. I am holding all of these now. Officially from this moment, unless I need something from them, which I don't on my main account, but if you need something from it now for KVK, then get it now, open it now. But if you don't, I'm thinking you hold every one of these to see what the heck happens. They might be better in the update, they might be worse. I don't know. I'm holding on these to see. Now, there's a lot to cover here, okay? And there's still more. There is still more. Of course, this update will not change the number of gems needed to purchase equipment chest keys. So, for the mega whales out there, don't worry. Keep mega whaling. In addition to equipment chests, we're also making some improvements to the VIP shop, courier station, Lucerne scrolls, event bundles, and other equipment-related content. So, read that as complete overhaul of rewards for equipment. Complete overhaul for rewards for equipment, which is kind of exciting. I mean, who knows what they're going to do? You could, if you wanted, start saving your Soroli coins. I think that might be wise. That might be very wise to see what they do with the Soroli shop. So I personally have been taking speed ups from the Soroli shop. I personally have been taking things like, I don't know, gold from the Soroli shop. I think if you have already got your Kira Max, who's a great epic commander, by the way, then, you know, you take the material choice chest, you take the teleport, and you hold the rest of your Soroli coins, because it could be that there's a lot of stuff they add to that shop, and having a lot of currency could be very, very, very advantageous, or maybe there's only so much they'll let you spend on those sorts of things in any given occurrence of the event anyways, and it won't matter, but I will be holding a lot of that stuff. In terms of the VIP shop, I mean, who the heck knows? I think almost certainly, without a doubt, that these chests, which are the most freaking insanely expensive things on the face of the freaking earth. Like, I spent so many gems on these, and I didn't even craft half the stuff I got from it. I mean, these chests for the random legendaries, I would expect those are going to get overhauled or their price reduced. I don't know. I mean, this VIP shop, they said in the past, like, gosh, things are maybe too expensive here. I agree. Some things are too expensive in here compared to other stuff. So I think it's entirely possible they will be reducing the gem cost and changing some of the items in that VIP shop, which is also, I mean, very hype in my opinion. Now, keep in mind, they said they were going to do that a long time ago, considering, you know, the sort of gem prices of those items. They haven't changed yet. So it could just be that this overhaul they're talking about here is just with regard to the equipment system itself, and it would not surprise me at all if they add a new refinement item that you need to have in order to refine something. There might be legendary refinement items. There might be epic refinement items. Like, I don't know how they're going to slice that, but it would not surprise me if you need something for refinement beyond just the materials, because they said that it's basically the same in terms of, like, what you need to refine. The only thing that might be weird is, like, are they replacing blueprints with a refinement item? I don't know. That's something that I'm a little fuzzy on how that's going to work. Okay, but there's still more in this note here. In addition to the above, we're also planning to significantly reduce material production times. Hallelujah. Reducing the material production times is super cool. I mean, that means everybody gets more materials all the time. The only thing I will ask is that, could you please also make it so that we forge in groupings more than like 10 of a gray material, so that, like, I can go to sleep at night and have things still producing when I wake up in the morning? Like, please don't make it so that please make it so that I can not have to look at the game every, like, 3 hours to keep going and make my material production happen. That'd be great if I wouldn't have to do. I mean, I log in every hour anyways, except when I'm sleeping, but, you know, you kind of get the idea there. And the last thing that is in this face-to-face with the developers is that we have finally also, by the way, hold on, can I just show you the hilariousness of grammar? So let me try to put the emphasis in a couple places. So finally, we have decided to also limit the use of Season of Conquest equipment outside of the season to try to make the equipment system as a whole fairer, which, by the way, is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I was advocating for that for a very long time ago. You should not be able to take overpowered Season of Conquest, KVK rewards, and go stomp people in KVK Season 2. And if I reword this, if I change around my emphasis, right, the way this feels to me is like, finally, we've also added or decided to limit the use of the Season of Conquest equipment, right? So depending on how you pronounce that finally, it's like, finally, the game is addressing this major issue, or it's kind of like, hey, as the final point in our message to you today, we'd like to call attention to the fact that we're making these changes. And I'm taking jabs here, okay? I'm taking jabs, but also, I love these changes. I think the developers are thinking about the right things. But I'm very interested in your thoughts down below in the comments. And I'm telling you, I personally think that the developers release the face-to-face to get community reaction before they actually start to build this stuff and learn, oh, wait, it doesn't work. They're not happy with it. So definitely leave your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll be looking for them. Maybe the developers will be looking at them. And I'm really hyped about these changes. These are absolutely phenomenal. Now, you may be wondering, Chisgule, will you be crafting? And the answer is a resounding yes, absolutely. I mean, look, there's really two windows of time with my account. There's all the time between fights, and then there's the time when I'm fighting. And the moment when I'm switching gears from I'm not fighting to I'm fighting, I spend everything I've got in my arsenal so that I can kick more butt when I'm fighting. So yeah, I'm going to be spending every material I have, making the equipment I need for KVK, which is just around the corner. Okay, we're in the Eve of the Crusade now. I am going to craft a ton of stuff. Every material I can spend in a way on that I actually want, I'm going to spend it in preparation for this KVK. And I think that you should not hold back because this equipment system is coming. I do think you should hold back if you're not in KVK. Why are you forging? It doesn't make any sense. Are you on your way to a fight? What are you forging for? Okay. What are you forging for? But I, advise for that strategy with everything in the account, okay? Sculptures, I recommend that. Equipment, I recommend that. You get the idea. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, throw a like on here and consider subscribing. I'll say that nicely. Please subscribe. I appreciate you. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. And, dude, you're going to want to check out the training video we did yesterday. Card up in the top. See you there.